What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So we're back again, once again, for another Mock the Mock, because our boy, our man, Todd McShay himself put out a new mock draft. 2 rounds. We'll go through all rounds today. Nice special Mock the Mock with rankings. My ranking video is coming out next week. So, yeah, let's go ahead and give you all some extended content. Go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave that thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Oh man, my eye is kind of swollen. Pet dander, man, it'll do it to you if you got allergies. But yeah, if you're not familiar with Mock the Mock, basically we take someone else's mock draft, I give you my opinions on it, we talk about it in the comment section below, so get involved in that nice sensual football discourse. My dog is coughing. She drinks water too fast. Why would she do that? I don't know. But also expect another video today, if it's not the first one out, with the who are the biggest high risk, high reward prospects in this class. Tomorrow you'll also get the my guys list, the guys at each position that I really like. But yeah, and if you enjoy mock drafts, which if you're not new to this channel, you do, then go ahead and become a member at Walk the Mock. It's basically a live draft simulator where you draft against real life people in real time. We do this for our live streams where I'll take part and draft against you guys. So if you're interested in that, you gotta become a premium member. You can do that either monthly or you can do it for the whole year at Walk the Mock. But use code BROSHMO, all caps, uppercase, gets you 20% off. So yeah, if you want to be involved in one of our mocks, if you want to be a GM to a team, then go ahead and do that. Might interest you. But let's go ahead, let's get into this sucker. We're gonna start Trevor Lawrence. Not much to talk about here. I agree. And then we're gonna go to the Jets, going with Zach Wilson. Seems to be the popular take as of right now. And it makes a ton of sense. There's a lot of news coming out that they really think Zach Wilson's their guy, at least stemming from his pro day. That's the news coming out, and talking about that's what kind of prompted the Niners to trade up, because now they know who's going to be left. There's no wondering what the Jets may pick. Again, all this is in the rumor mill, so take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, Zach Wilson, if the Jets are staying at 2, he has to be the pick. Otherwise, just trade down. There's really the only way this pick is valuable, in my opinion, is if it's a quarterback. And then we got the Niners, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Sneaking. This is the thing. A lot of people, they love Mac Jones. They think he's going to be a wonderful fit to Kyle Shanahan's scheme. I agree. But really, you got to ask the question, what quarterback isn't a good fit for Kyle Shanahan's scheme? Yes, Mac Jones, he has at least displayed, he has shown that he could do a lot of what a quarterback is asked to do in that offense well. But I would argue Justin Fields, though over a smaller sample size in terms of what Kyle Shanahan expects from his quarterback play, that Fields, he has done it to a supreme degree when asked to do that. So I would go Fields here. I think you don't trade up, in my opinion, you don't trade up for Mac Jones. That's not value. Mac Jones, to me, is not a top 10 quarterback. You go to my quarterback rankings, and I explain why. So I disagree, Todd. I disagree. And then the Atlanta Falcons going Kyle Pitts. If they're going to stay put at this pick, I think this makes sense. Kyle Pitts is a phenomenal prospect. He had a wonderful pro day. He, like, literally, this guy's just built different for the tight end position. Amazing. He would be an instant boost to that offense. This is the tight end that they wanted. He's even better than Austin Hooper. I'm just saying. So yeah, it makes sense. Totally makes sense. Let's go ahead to the Bengals. This is probably Chase or Penny Sewell. It's Chase. So yeah, the rumor mill has been saying that Joe Burrow, he really campaigned to bring Riley Reif in so they can make this pick. Chase, again, rumor mill, take it with a grain of salt. That's me dropping the salt. But Jamar Chase, it would make sense. Burrow gets his old running mate there at LSU when they won the championship in 2019. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Todd McShay has Penei Sewell going in this draft. Dolphins, I assume he's going to put Javonte Smith, but if I'm the Dolphins and this is how the draft's fallen thus far, I think I would take Sewell with our next pick. And there's Javonte Smith. What a guess. What a guess. Makes sense. Get Tua's old receiver, just like the pick before where Burrow reunites with Chase. Tua reunites with Smith. Smith is wonderful. Again, the only real question about Smith is, oh my gosh, will that size hold up at the NFL level? Will it translate? I think it will, but there is a degree of risk compared to what you have with Chase. And then I think this is the Lions pick. This is a tough one. You're probably going quarterback here, right? Oh, they have the Panthers trading up at pick, so they're going quarterback. And they go Trey Lance, man. Oh, I wonder how far Todd has Justin Fields fallen. But, yeah, Trey Lance, I mean, he can sit behind Bridgewater for a year. Not even necessarily have him compete for the job, but yeah, at least the Panthers, they get their signal caller for the future. So this, again, if I'm Detroit, I'm really considering Fields with this next pick. But you also have Sewell and Parsons on the board, so it'll be interesting what he has them going. Jalen Waddle, none of the above. Holy smokes, dude. Dude, where is Sewell going, man? Denver? No, Denver has to take Fields. So, very interesting. They kind of get their slot guy that can play a little on the outside if they really want him to. He kind of matches what Jared Goff likes. He despite what people say, Jared Goff, he's a competent quarterback. He's a good deep ball thrower. Again, he's not gonna be backed by the defense he had in Los Angeles, but I think he can keep this Detroit team at least interesting to watch, and they'll probably go quarterback next year. But man, I'd be tempted with Fields or Sewell, man. So Denver, Sewell, Patrick Surtain, that makes sense too. But wow, Sewell fallen, yo, Todd, tranquilo. This is interesting. So. Yeah, I mean, I think Surtain's a really good fit for Vic Fangio's defense. They did bring in Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby, but Fuller's, I think, only on a one-year deal. So look into the future. It checks out. Even Justin Fields, actually. What the heck, dude? Like, I would totally take Fields. What is your weakest position? It's the quarterback. Adjust that. Take care of that right now. I think this is a bit of a folly on Todd McShay's behalf. I don't get what people have against Fields. They don't believe in him. I think it's because they scout the helmet and not the player. I love that saying. That's why I said it. Dallas Cowboys, Rashawn Slater, J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn. They still address defense. I think Horn's actually a solid fit for this defense as well. He's very similar to Surtain. You could maybe argue that Horn is the more probably the better press man corner, but Surtain, after how he graded out, and really he doesn't have too many whiffs on film in that coverage. He just didn't play a lot of man coverage. They play a lot of cover 2, cover 4 there at Alabama, but which probably actually works out better for Dan Quinn's defense. But Horn's a fine pick, so interesting how this thing's shaking out at 11, man. Who do we have here at 11? It's not the Vikings. Screw it. Let's just go see it. Oh, they got the pick. Oh, that's right, the Giants. Giants, honestly, best situations to trade down. And if I'm the Giants, I might keep this pick. Get Sewell. That would be phenomenal. But yeah, Patriots trade up. I assume this is for Fields. Yeah, they get their quarterback in Fields. That's awesome. Honestly, this might be what the Patriots do. They wait to see maybe if a quarterback makes it out of the top 10, and then they trade up just for cheap, much cheaper than they would get otherwise, and trade it up to 4, because it sounds like Atlanta's not getting a lot of calls about that 4th overall pick. So, yeah, it totally makes sense. Cam Newton, he could have his 1 year, but bam, Fields is ready to go. Fields could even compete today, so I like this pick. Don't know if it'll happen though. So if this is the Eagles, no quarterback or no wide receiver, no wide receiver, no corner on the board. So probably Sewell at this pick because this is a big fall for Sewell. Micah Parsons. What the heck, dude? Sewell's like a top 5 pick. I don't know about this. I like Micah Parsons a lot, but Sewell, forget Andre Dillard, man. The man's having a tough time staying healthy. Sewell's just built different, man. So Parsons, yeah, it kind of, you hope it solves the linebacker issue they have there in Philadelphia, but Sewell's just the better value at this point. So yeah, what a steal. Sewell going to the Chargers, man. Because I bet you the Vikings go Slater with this next pick, but man, I bet you Chargers would never think Sewell would be sitting there. They're probably ready to settle on Slater or Darisaw, or maybe even take one of the corners if probably Surtain if one of them falls. Not necessarily. I don't even think Surtain might necessarily be a good fit for Staley's defense, but he could be. Yeah. So let's see what's going on here. Rashawn Slater makes total sense. Slater really. People project him. Oh, he can play guard. He can play center. Never did it in college. Only played right and left tackle. You'd stick him at tackle. I like that. I like that pick a lot. I think tackle is kind of the obvious pick here. Of course, they could trade down, but they got a ton of picks. There's really no reason or incentive to trade down. Just take the best player available at your pick. Oh, excuse me, man. My nose is stuffy. All right, Giants. Not even gonna guess. Let's see. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I love JOK. He's one of my favorite prospects. And again, Todd, he talks about how Vera Tucker could be the pick here. Again, Vera Tucker, he may not excite a lot of people, but he is a solid pick. It's just when you go guard, it's like it's kind of like, whatever type of pick in the first round. But it'd be interesting. Joe Judge, I think, would love a guy like JOK, but they have so many safeties there. And, okay, would you use him as a linebacker? They could, but I don't know. He'd be definitely an interesting piece. Don't know exactly how they would use him. Not necessarily how they would use him, but how they would get him on the field. So, yeah, interesting. So where are the Cardinals going here? The Dolphins trade up. Ooh, who are they trading up for? Elijah Vera Tucker. I had Vera Tucker in one of my mocks, so I don't mind the pick. I do mind Dolphins trading up for it. I'm not a big fan of that. So, Todd, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up. And we got Trevon Merrick going to the Raiders. I've been mocking this for a minute. I think they could probably trade down and still get him. Just get some value, get some picks, get some draft capital. But I like this fit. They need a deep safety. They really have none on the roster. And then the Cardinals, they go Caleb Farley. I like this. I like them trading back, grabbing Farley, who is probably gonna fall a bit just because of, again, the back surgery he just had. You'll hear it in a video later today. I talk about Caleb Farley, so I won't go into it too much. While the back is a bit of a concern, the procedure he just recently had, I don't think should be too worrisome. So, yeah, dude's got top 10 potential. It's just, again, 1 year, kind of just one elite season under his belt in 2019, opted out. Then there's the injury issues, mainly the back. So there is some concern there. So I like the idea of them trading back for Farley. And then Christian Darrisaw going to the Washington football team. Darrisaw's a phenomenal pick, man. You could immediately start him, have him compete. You could have, honestly, Luke, what is it, Cornelius Lucas? He played pretty darn well last year, but I think Darrisaw could provide an upgrade. Lucas, he's more of a replacement level starter, so I like that pick. I like it. Let's take a look at the Bears, man. Kadarius Toney, nah, dude. I think the Bears need size. I would like Rashad Bateman with this pick. If they're gonna go receiver, even Terrence Marshall, like go with a receiver with a bit more size. Because Kadarius Toney, okay, I know they still have Allen Robinson. They're not gonna get a long-term deal done. I just can't see it happening. So you bring in Kadarius Toney, who, in some regards, at least in terms of size, is very similar to Darnell. Or is it Darnell or Darryl? I think it's Darnell Mooney. So not in love with it. I do like Toney though. I do like Toney. Let's take a look at the Colts. They get Kwity Paye. Yeah, the edge rushers, they're gonna start, I believe, between that like 21 to, or even 20 to like to the end of the first round. We're gonna see like 4 fly off the board. I think guaranteed. Kwity Paye being the top guy. The dude's just built different. And I don't mind the Colts bringing in. I know they're trying to bring back Justin Houston, but yeah, edge rush has not really been a strong suit. Kwity Paye, I think, can bring that. So Tennessee Titans, could this be Rashad Bateman? Could this be Christian Barmore? Could this be Greg Newsome? It's in fact Greg Newsome. So I might go Rashad Bateman here. I get Newsome. I think he's going to get a bit overdrafted. I feel better about him maybe at the top of the second, just because he really didn't play anybody. And even in that Ohio State game, he had almost little or no snaps because he got hurt early. So again, I worry about him against top competition, but they are a bit thin at the cornerback position. So what a rhyme. Competition, position. There we go. He brings up Terence Marshall, so I'm assuming that Todd McShay is also not high on Rashad Bateman like much of the draft community. I don't get it. I don't understand why. Rashad Bateman's kind of phenomenal. So on to 23, being the Jets. I won't be surprised if they go edge here. They go Travis Etienne. And I'm not going to lie, it's a great scheme fit, but yeah, running back positional value, it's not great. I don't even think that Robert Saleh will, like, because the Niners, they never inherit the thought of let's get a running back early. They never really drafted a running back early. They were kind of known of just kind of bringing in these journeymen and letting them go. I mean, Raheem Mostert, prime example. He came in, bit of a journeyman, and he just unloaded, just went off. I don't think, while I love Etienne in this offense, especially in this scheme, I think they should have gone probably edge here. But I get it. You got to get running backs in the first round. Steelers pick, probably Najee Harris, let's be honest. Look at that, Najee Harris. Yeah, Steelers fans, I'm sure most of y'all rejoice. Yeah, this is what we need. We need a running back. Good luck with that. I think you're better yet going offensive tackle here, Tevin Jenkins. Like even Todd McShay says, Tevin Jenkins is tempting here. Yeah, and I would say plays the more valuable position. So, yeah, I'm not wild about this. 2 running backs. I swear, if Buffalo takes a running back in this mock, I might lose it. Then Tevin Jenkins going to the Jags. I like this because I wasn't a big fan of bringing back Cam Robinson on the franchise tag. Just to me, it's like, I get that they had no one planned, but in such a tackle-rich draft, I'd rather just draft a new guy and throw him into the fire. Then probably go another year with Cam Robinson, who's proven he is at best average. At worst, 2019, and that's terrible. So probably would have rather that. And then at 26, Gregory Rousseau. It'll be surprising because Todd just made this last night, I'm assuming. Rousseau, for me, I don't think he's going to go above guys like Azeez Ojulari or Jason Owe, who had a banger. Just because Rousseau really didn't display the agility or explosiveness you really would have liked to see at his pro day. You're kind of just feeling he's just a physical pass rusher from the interior with freaky like length. That's really what it is at this point. Opting out, you really don't know where his development is in terms of has he added pass rush moves to his toolbox. That was kind of a thing. He really couldn't bend the edge. He was more effective on the interior. So I kind of like Russo as a 5 tech. I'm not going to lie. A bit more. I know he's just 266, 269, something like that. What I would like him probably if he was going to play that role, get to that like 270, 280 range, but is what it is. Let's continue. Terrence Marshall to Baltimore. I like it. You get a big receiver. I know you got Sammy Watkins there, but Marshall, you could slowly bring him in to the mix. He is a bit rough around the edges in terms of his pass rushing or his route running. There we go. But this pick totally, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. You know who would have been good? Rashad Bateman. Sheesh, man. Saints, they go Elijah Moore. Rashad Bateman still on the board. Elijah Moore, man, is phenomenal. He had a banger of a pro day. I think that'll pole vault him to the first round for the Saints. I think Saints could be in play. They're known for going up, trading up, getting their guy. I have a feeling that they might do that with Farley or Newsome. They really need a cornerback too there. And then let's go to 29. Jamin Davis, man, he's gaining a lot of steam, especially after that pro day, dude. He went bonkers. He went ham, eggs, and bacon, dude. Dude was nuts. Again, really only 1 year as a starter. You kind of wonder why with his physical and athletic, just not even upside, just he's there, like, oh, ridiculous. Why didn't he start sooner at Kentucky? He was all right in coverage this year, but you do wonder, will that something that will translate? Will that be something he needs to get better at the next level? But he's long, he's fast. Typically, that means he'll end up doing well. So yeah, Packers get their linebacker. Go Pack. Jalen Phillips, I like this pick for Buffalo. Solid. They could definitely improve on the edge. They do have Hughes, but he's up there in dog years. They brought Addison back, but I don't see him being around for another year. And then AJ Epinesa, I think Phillips is the perfect what would you say? He's perfect opposite of Epinesa. Phillips is a bit different in his own right. So KC, are they going tackle? No, they going. See, this one doesn't make a bit of sense because it's not a Spag type pick. He likes those athletic big guys like Carlos Basham might be a guy in play here. Azeez Ojulari, I love Azeez. He's a my guy, straight up. The dude just has the it factor to go, like, in terms of bending the edge. Just the dude's got a plethora of pass rush moves. He's phenomenal. And you know what? If I was at KC, I'd be like, hey, this is the pick, man. This guy is phenomenal. I just don't see Kansas City making this pick. And also, there's some good tackle talent on the board here. But yeah, not bad. I do like the prospect. I like the pick. I question if it's a pick Kansas City would make. So Christian Barmore, he's got Christian Barmore falling out of the first round. Blows my mind. I don't get it. Xavier Collins, though, very good talent. I don't know if he exactly he talks about how this could be a replacement for JPP. Perhaps, I don't know. I think Basham's actually a better replacement for JPP. It's been interesting. When Collins has his pro day, I think that'll answer a lot of questions. Some people do wonder about his movement skills. Just him as overall as an athlete. So we'll see. Let's start the second round. I'm going to kind of blow through the second round for you guys. Jacksonville Tutu Atwell, not happening. He weighed in at 155. There's no way this guy goes in day 2. If a team does take him in day 2, very risque. He is really he's a gadget player. That's it. Rashad Bateman still on the board. Just going to throw that out there. The Jets, they go Liam Eichenberg. Tevin Jenkins went, right? I can't remember. I don't think he did. Oh, he did. He went to Jacksonville. Still, I think there's a plethora of better tackles on the board. I mean, the dude's sound. He's solid. He's a very safe pick, so I don't mind it. I don't mind it too much. And then we're going to go. That's the thumbnail, by the way. Atlanta, Javonte Williams. So they go running back. I mean, honestly, you're adding so much to the offense. Why not take a shot on defense? Jason Owe, he's still on the board, man. Get a legit pass rusher because Fowler's fine as like a foil. He's fine as the second pass rusher on a team. You could even go corner, Asante Samuel Jr. You could be willing to risk it with guys like Campbell or even Stokes. So, yeah, I question it just because running back, it's kind of a devalued position when it comes to the draft. Miami Dolphins, Ronnie Perkins is always still on the board. Perkins I don't think he worked out during his pro day. I think he did like the 40 and stuff. He came in a lot slower than I anticipated. But the dude, I question some of his success. You could go to my overhyped prospects video, and I talk about why I question some of the production. But he was for a more undersized pass rusher, like he was very solid against the run. So you could say that at the very least. And then Eagles take Rashad Bateman. It's a steal at this point. Kind of a joke. Jalen Mayfield going to the Bengals. I don't know, man. I kind of like, if they're going Chase, I kind of like Walker Little at this pick just because of the Paul Alexander hookup here. Paul Alexander's been working out Walker Little, and he kind of did coach for the Bengals back in the day. So Panthers, they go Asante Samuel Jr. I like them adding. I like them adding just some bodies to the corner position. They lost their top two corners. Some of y'all might be like, "What about Dante Jackson?" Hey, dude, enjoy that roller coaster ride. Matter of fact, Troy Pride Jr. kind of was a roller coaster ride in himself. I don't mind them trying to get better at the position. Denver Broncos, Joe Tryon, man. I'm not nearly this high on Tryon, but I could definitely see him going relatively high. I mean, shoot, who did the Broncos snag in the first round? It was Patrick Surtain. So they continue to address the defense here. All right, Tryon, man, dominant bull rusher. Von Miller probably out after next season, so adding him to that rotation with Malik Reed and Bradley Chubb, not bad. Nick Bolton, dude. Nick Bolton's probably one of the surest things. I don't know if he'll ever be a like superstar linebacker, but you know you're getting probably a solid guy at the position, a guy that can be a top 15 linebacker every year for you. I like Bolton a lot. So in Detroit, they're kind of thin at the linebacker position. I even think, Jamie Collins, I think Todd mentions here, he's literally the only quality linebacker they have on the roster. Giants, there go Carlos Basham Jr. I like this. He is a bit of a tweener when it comes to, does he play interior? Does he play on the outside? He can kind of do both. They did bring in Odenibo from Minnesota, but they need all the edge help they can get. Samuel Cosme on the board as well. Ooh. And then Kelvin Joseph going to the Niners. I'm a bit concerned about Kelvin Joseph. Going the second round, that's a bit rich for my taste. I think there's some real concerns when it comes to Kelvin Joseph, but that's neither here or there. I mean, yeah, San Fran would be nice to get more depth. They did, like, on the surface level, they have an okay. They're okay in terms of their starters, but definitely need a little bit more depth, especially towards the future at that position. Just don't know if this is the guy I go with. And then Dallas Cowboys, Christian Barmore. Wow, man, it's been so long, forgot he was on the board. This is kind of a steal for Dallas. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars, Pat Freiermuth. I like this pick a lot. It wouldn't surprise me if they took him with their first second-round pick. The dude's phenomenal. He's probably one of the best inline blockers in this class. In terms of after the catch, he's kind of a battering ram. That's going to be probably the description everyone uses for him. So you won't rely too much yak from him, but he can provide it. And then we got the Patriots. They go on Elijah Molden. He is the most Patriot player, I think, in this class. If I really had to say it. And it makes sense, man. J.C. Jackson, he might be gone after next year, or they choose to extend him. Stephon Gilmore was shopped, or at least they looked into trading him, or they took offers. So something tells me we might see a bit of a I guess changing the guard at receiver or at corner there. So wouldn't surprise me. Molden's phenomenal. Also could play deep, in my opinion. And then the Chargers, Creed Humphrey, man, they just keep banging this out. Jeez Louise, they are really addressing the tackle position. Sewell, great. Humphrey, I kind of like because you move him to guard, and suddenly I think you have a real elite offensive line there with Sewell, with Bulaga. And then go to the interior. You have Humphrey. You have Filer. And then bam, you got Lindsey. Might be, I would say, definitely one of the top 10 offensive lines in football, or at least I would project them to be. And then the Raiders, they go Samuel Cosmi. Solid pick, man. He's got experience at right and left tackle. I think he could definitely sneak into the first round. And the Arizona Cardinals, Rondale Moore. Interesting. I don't know, like, you hope he's a field stretcher, but I don't think he is. Just he wasn't used in that facet there at Purdue. Not to say he can't do it, but I think he only has like one catch of 20+ yards. But hey, dude, after the catch machine. So Cardinals, you do you, man. You do you. Jabril Cox to the Dolphins. I like this a lot, man. You know he's going to come in and be a very solid linebacker. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Y'all know, if you're new to the channel, you know the saying. I love Jabril. Washington football team, Kellen Mond. A bit early for my taste. Go check out my quarterback rankings. I'm not that high on Kellen Mond. It's no secret. Doesn't mean... I'm just saying I'm willing to eat crow on that. I'm willing to eat crow that he's nothing more than a high-end backup. Kyle Trask. We're seeing quarterbacks come off the board. Some people like Trask. I get it, prototypical size and arm strength. So quarterbacks, they tend to get overdrafted. So if we see like Davis Mills or Jamie Newman pop up in the second round, it wouldn't surprise me. Tennessee Titans, Andre Sisco. Holy freaking moly, dude. Interesting. Andre Sisco, man, I think he could have challenged Trevon Merrick for the top safety in this class, if not for that stinking ACL injury. So, wow, they really addressing the secondary. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot. And the Indianapolis Colts, they go Ifeatu Melifonwu. I think he's going to be better than his brother because they're going to stick him at corner and not try to move him to safety. So I like that because that cornerback 2 spot's a bit of a question mark. Rocky Asim kind of disappointed last year. So much so they brought in, TJ Carey, I think. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind bringing competition to the corner spot. And then Landon Dickerson to the Steelers. Literally, Najee Harris and Landon Dickerson are the most Steeler players in this class. You could throw Jenkins in there as well. So, doesn't surprise me that those are the 2 picks for Todd here. And then Seattle, Quentin Miners. I kind of like the idea of Creed Humphrey, but if he goes earlier than this, Quentin Miners be freaking solid, dude. I don't think you start him immediately at center. You would probably, and like he's not going to play guard for this team with Gabe Jackson. They also have Damian Lewis. I think really you want him to play center, but he learned center on the fly there at the Senior Bowl, so it is something that they're gonna have. You don't start him right away at, but athletic ability out the wazoo. Rams, Chaz Surratt, man. They do need to improve at the linebacker position. Surratt, though, I don't know if that's it. Not in the second round. Maybe they go with one of the tackles. There's a variety of different places they could go here. So, Surratt, I just have a third round grade on him. That's probably why I'm a little bit down. Ravens, Jason Owen. How the heck does he make it to 58? How, Todd? How? enough said. Great pick by Baltimore, but I don't see that happening. The Browns, they go Tyson Campbell. I like them adding to the corner position. They did bring in Troy Hill. They have Ward. They have Greedy Williams, who's been a bit beat up, but they did lose Terrence Mitchell. So bringing in Campbell to compete, I like that a lot. And the Saints, they go Alex Leatherwood. Yo, interesting. I like the idea of looking at the future if they can't re-sign Ramchak, but who's going to be playing that cornerback 2 spot? And then Buffalo Bills, Levi Onwuzurike. Glad he didn't go above Barmore, man. I swear, dude. They sleep. Todd, you sleeping on Barmore. Levi Onwuzurike, kind of worry about, he's kind of like if he's plateaued in development. Granted, Washington, they did use him where he's not going to play in the NFL. They played him kind of at a nose. And that's actually where a bulk of his snaps or drills came out of, where he played his drills out of during Senior Bowl day 1. Then he actually pulled out of day 2. I can't remember if it was injury or not, but I get it. Huge athletic upside. So yeah. Then Tylan Wallace. Ooh, so they grab a receiver. I kind of like this, man. The guy is a highlight reel. Go watch some Wallace tape. Kansas City Chiefs, Walker Little. I like this pick a lot. He could fall. We technically have not seen him play in 2 seasons, so it's kind of warranted. Then Tampa Bay, James Hudson. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. I like this because he does need some fine tuning. The dude's exceptionally raw, being a former defensive lineman with very few snaps actually at tackle, but super athletic despite deficiencies with his technique. He had I think the highest or second highest win rate at the Senior Bowl. Like, he just wins with pure athleticism and grit. Like, he loves to get into defensive linemen's grills, man. The guy at heart is a defensive lineman. He loves to attack. So, but yeah, Hudson, I like this pick a lot. Let's see his next best. Patrick Jones, chuck that. I'm probably going to have like a 5th, 6th round grade on him. Jevon Holland, I could definitely see. Payton Turner, I'm a big fan of. Eric Stokes, too, I like quite a bit. But interesting mock draft you got here, Todd. How do I feel about it? I don't like that you're not high on the same players as me. But, hey, I can respect someone's opinion. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. And that's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing. And until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.